Wide receiver DK, wide receiver from Florida, Home Squad Sports.
This is Jacob Harris, and shout out to Home Squad Sports.
Hey, it's Jake Retzlaff with Home Squad Sports.
This is Seth Hennigan here with Home Squad Sports.
All right. Home Squad Sports. So getting near to the season. The time is here. We are finishing up with our group of 5 conference previews. Me and Dalton got you covered here. We got American Conference up today. We're going to go ahead and key players. We got top transfers for every single team, top to bottom. And we got some breaking news that's actually going to shake up some of the rankings and some of the outlook of the whole season and how we look at it. So first off, Dalton, how you doing, brother?
I can't complain, man. Played a lot of golf this weekend, so it was a good weekend.
Oh, yeah. A lot of golf. Everyone's out there getting out. It's been a heat wave here recently.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully we don't have any crazy heat waves where we got any postpones of some games. I don't think it'll happen, but we have seen it. But yeah, man, really excited. Power 4 is coming up here real soon. We have a lot of players we're going to preview, but like we said, American Conference, top to bottom, we got everyone covered here. Got some news that's going to pertain to that. That's been hot off the press, as of today. Outside of the American Conference is the Big 12 that we're seeing some news in Memphis that's trying to get into the Big 12. They have funding here from FedEx. They got $200 million proposal to join the Big 12, but they get denied. Want to get your thoughts on it, Dalton?
It doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, they're better than some programs in there right now, right? If you take basketball and football into account,
Penny Hardaway,
they're solid at both. So I thought it'd be a good addition to the conference, and especially with $200 million. I mean,
they got hella bread. It's like all the bread, and they're trying to build a new stadium right now. I mean, they put guys in the pros. They got a good branding. They're in a pretty good location. I mean, Memphis isn't like luxurious, but part of the country. There's good football to recruit from around there.
Good barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just Memphis is known for good music back then. Birthplace of Elvis.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't see why, because and people are saying, well, it shouldn't be pay to play or pay to get in. It's been pay to get in for so long. So now can you say it's not? Like we have, I put it on our Twitter. No one can say this is an issue. I would, in my opinion, when we have USC, Oregon, and UCLA all in the Big 10 all of a sudden.
Well, Cincinnati's in the Big 12.
Yeah, it's all for money.
West Virginia's been in the Big 12, man.
Yeah, that's actually a very good comparison.
West Virginia's been in the Big 12 though.
No, Cincinnati.
And they're far.
Yeah,
they're farther than Cincinnati though.
Yeah.
West Virginia is.
Yeah, I know.
And they've been in the Big 12. So if you're gonna go with geography, that's out the window nowadays.
Yeah, and I look at it just as quality because you have some of those old conferences that were kind of named the Coastal, ACC Coastal. So you can get technical, but I don't look at location like you said. You just look at quality of play at each conference, and I think Memphis could, with that elevated conference, that would give them the boost in recruiting. They already do pretty good in the transfer portal. They already put guys in the pros. So, I don't know. I think they would have made the Big 12 better.
Yeah, I agree. Especially, I mean, basketball's already great in Big 12, but you had another good team in Memphis, and then they're solid at football. I think like a bowl game this year, the Big 12. Maybe not, but last year they definitely would have made a bowl game.
Yeah, and then, I agree. I think they would have had, honestly, not too much of a different of a record because Memphis,
I swear,
they don't really play slouches. They always have a pretty good couple of big games. We got our boy Seth Hennigan in the picture in the graphics, so who is in the intro, if you've seen him at the end, who's now with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, like I said, put guys in the pros, which is kind of questionable, but I just want to get your thoughts on it because we get it. All these other teams, they pay buyouts to get in their old conferences, to get in their new ones, to get into that revenue of the revenue share of the TV deals, all that good stuff. So, it's weird.
Going back to Cincinnati again, they put more guys in the league than them in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
NBA too, especially NBA draft. I mean,
I know me and you, we have our buddy D'Angelo, who was playing in the TBT last year and this year, but he was in Cincinnati, and all his construction was going wrong, going around, and they're building everything. It's like, well, that's because they moved to the Big 12. Like, we get that. So, if Memphis is already trying to build a brand new spanking stadium with brand new boosters, they're not having to go find new money. They got the big FedEx money supposedly. Why wouldn't you let them in if they're already doing big things before they get in the conference, as opposed to a team like Cincinnati is kind of waiting until they get into the conference to make those big moves and facilities and stuff. So I think we're on the same page there. I thought we would be. I think most people are, but I don't know. We'll see. I think this is another thing about the NCAA. I think they're just maybe if they all these teams break away from the NCAA, there'll just be a set price and like a set group of requirements. If you meet those, you're in, no matter what, no votes or nothing. So, but another big thing that's actually going to play into a big factor in how we rate the conference is this hot off the press transfer news with Jake Retzlaff, quarterback from BYU. Obviously was dismissed from the program, but now is at Tulane. Me and you, we had a agreement on Tulane, top of the conference here before we get into it, but they have a fresh face here. And what's the big question you're kind of looking at as they got a new addition here really late the year before the season?
It's just how late in the year. Hey, will he start week 1? Like, that's my question.
Yeah.
I like him better than Brendon Sullivan for sure.
I agree.
And the transfer from Ball State. So, I like him more than them for sure. He played good last year. He took BYU almost to the playoffs,
He did.
They were one game away. So
they were fighting every game, and me and you thought they were going to lose probably every other week, and every time they would just pull something out of the rear end, and every time they found a way to win. And Retzlaff, he balled against Colorado, had a great game against a bunch of people. So, like you said, I think you brought up a great point on, is he going to start week 1 because it's so late? I know just with us former players, I don't know how it would feel having a new quarterback come in, like, unless he's like straight NFL like talent. Like,
yeah, 1 month to prepare, not even a full month.
I know. We see in the NFL. Remember when Baker Mayfield joined the Rams or something, or joined the Panthers? One of them. On really short notice, and he had to go in and play. Kind of reminds me of like this stuff. It's like if he is gonna start, they're gonna have to dumb down the playbook a little bit just to get his feet wet, just to get him going, and stuff like that. But what do you think? Is he gonna start?
I think he'll. What's their schedule?
We're gonna take a look at it.
They got it on here, right?
Yeah. We can take a look at it here.
I need to look at that. Like, if it's a big week 1 game, I think you throw him in.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's a good segue.
Or is it the opposite? You not throw him in because it's a big game. You got with the guy that knows the playbook, been there all off season. I don't know about John Summerall. I don't know what he's gonna do. If it was me, I just have to see him play practice first. I got to see how much he knows the playbook going into week 1. It's tough to call it right now.
Yeah, I agree. So it looks like here they got NIU to start off, and then South Alabama. Then 3rd week and 4th week it gets tough for them. They got Duke and then Ole Miss. So they're gonna have to figure it out here pretty quick. I'd say
maybe just let them start the first 2 weeks then against the lesser opponents.
Yeah,
get down the playbook and see what plays he's good at.
Yeah, I agree. You got to see just what you got. Obviously, the play is going to speak for itself, but I think if he does get going and playing like we know we've seen him play in the past, then that's going to solidify, Tulane probably at the top of that conference. Let's get into the conference predictions as we get into it. Tulane, we got him first, so strengthen. The rich get richer, the strong get stronger here. Want to get your thoughts as we have the records as well. We have 9-3 for Memphis and Tulane, but we got Tulane still winning the conference. What are your thoughts here overall?
Could they go 10-2 now?
God,
could they beat Duke now?
I don't know.
Mensa coming back.
Quarterback. I don't know. Playing his old team here, quarterback. Former Tulane quarterback. Mensa.
Defenders are going to be mad. The whole Tulane defense is going to have something to prove, though.
Advantage Duke, right, going in on paper, but obviously the game's not played on paper. I agree. I think it's going to make for a great game. I think it's Retzlaff versus Mensa. If they lose to Mensa, they're probably going to be kicking themselves on whoever they start. Right? They're going to have that crutch. And if Tulane probably wins out, they'll probably get that benefit of the doubt if they do have to switch their quarterback. Right?
Yeah, true.
What'd you think?
They look at that stuff sometimes, I think, in the room, but it's not a huge point, they say.
Well, I think
it's a whole body of work.
I think they're going to take personnel into account just because of what we've seen with Jordan Travis in Florida State. He wasn't available, so they didn't get in. And if they say, okay, well, these guys didn't have their quarterback, are we? I know it's not injury, it's performance-based, but I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. Obviously, that'll be down the road. But we do have Navy and Army having a pretty good season as well, following up as last year, going 8-4, which I'm very surprised because I could see a couple of these teams possibly flip-flopping with Army. Now, I want to get your take on that. I know that may be a little bit of a hot take, maybe like a lukewarm take, but UTSA, we have them going 7-5. I think they could sneak in somehow and get an 8th win. I really do think that. I think Army is coming off a big win, obviously a big season, big win after big win, and they almost went undefeated, but didn't get to do it. I don't know if they get that 8th win just because of what they've lost. We'll see. Let's go ahead and down the line before we get into each team individually. Dalton, we got North Texas going 7-5. We got South Florida 6-6, as well as East Carolina. East Carolina obviously was at the top of this conference for a couple years, and obviously when they were in the Conference USA back then, always the top of their conference.
Yeah.
They got good branding.
I do like their jerseys.
But we see them in the middle pack here, which is not where we're used to seeing them. What's your thoughts on them?
They don't have a good defense, I don't think.
And that's like a bunch of these teams, right? Unfortunately. Right? A bunch of these teams had pretty good offenses last year. They just have had the
North Texas had one of the best offenses.
Yeah, we'll get into those. We got a couple good stats on them. Actually, when I seen the stats, I had to fact check them because I'm like, there's no way they finished this high. But when you finish that high in the FBS, with offense, obviously your team is going to get poached. So we have another of these teams here that aren't going to do so hot. We'll get into them. We got FAU going 5-7, UAB going 4-8, but still finished ahead of them in conference play, which we'll see. Rice, Tulsa, Temple, and Charlotte to round it out. Let's get into it here. Obviously, Retzlaff just joined the team, so we don't have that in the graphic, but we had to add that in here because that's a big part. We got quarterback here, former quarterback.
Yeah,
Ty Thompson is now a tight end. He's trying to make a name for himself. He pulled a Zeke Pike, move. He went to switch to tight end. We got some guys as well.
Logan Thomas.
Yeah, he's really good.
Move. That's what he did.
Yeah, he's really good. I miss it, man.
He was good.
I love a good quarterback. Transferred, obviously, like you said, Logan Thomas, Virginia Tech, went on to play for the Cardinals. Pretty,
solid career.
Did he play for
Washington?
Yes, Washington. That's what I was
That's
saying.
where he was best at, yeah.
Yes.
I don't think he played with Cardinals, but Washington, yeah, he was there for a long time, man. He did a solid career.
Yeah.
He tore the Giants up.
He did. And
there's a couple other guys.
Darren Waller, didn't he?
He's a receiver.
Yeah, but
but
he was back there.
Receiver at Georgia Tech. They didn't really use tight ends, though. So.
I love a good.
But there's some other quarterbacks that moved. Remember Blake Bell?
Oh, yeah.
He played in the NFL. He might still be in the league somehow.
Yeah.
He was on the 49ers for a while.
Yeah.
So, Blake Bell, Cheryl Pryor, your boy.
Pryor, man. He went right out. But, yeah, still had a 1,000-yard season with the Browns. Then got a little bit bigger contract with the Redskins.
Denard Robinson moved to running back in the NFL.
Yeah. I love a good position change.
He just didn't make it long, but.
We wished we were rooting for the old quarterback to tight end change with our old boy, Timmy T, but it didn't really work out.
Did not. He couldn't block, man.
No. We'll see what Ty Thompson can do. And then we got on the offensive line Derrick Graham.
All conference last year.
And then Kameron Hamilton is another guy who's a dog. And,
great year last year.
Yeah. Then linebacker Sam Howard. Now, in the previous ones, if anyone's been watching of our conference, previews, we've had a very short list of transfers, which that's been kind of impossible to do with these teams because some of these squads have upwards to like 35 transfers.
Oh, like the last 5 teams in the conference.
I think a couple have 38. So because
they got first-year coaches.
Yes.
There's like 5 first-year coaches. We'll get to those down the line.
And then I know Sam Houston State, they brought over so many guys with them.
Oh, the coordinator.
Yeah, their defensive coordinator, which we'll get into. But obviously, we had to have a big list. Brendon Sullivan finds himself in a really big quarterback duel, which we didn't really expect. He was coming from Iowa. Now they got Retzlaff as well. Running back Zuberi Mobley from FAU. And then LJ Green, a DB from Troy. At the back half of this list, any of these guys that stand out for you?
There's 2. I like both the Louisville guys, man. I seen them play. Maurice Turner had a couple big games at Louisville.
Yes.
And Callaway was not great, but he played. He actually got on the field, and then he made a couple catches. So I'm excited about them too. See if they can step it up. Maurice Turner might have a big year.
Yeah, we'll see what Mo does, and then we have a guy like Trey Shackler for trying to make a name for himself coming from Washington State. But like I said, so many transfers for all these teams, and I like it. It's kind of, you have to pretty much brush up. Anyone that's been covering the team for the past 2 months still has to update what they know because it changes, like I said, as of today. Retzlaff
crazy
to Tulane. We have them going 9-3. Get a second look at here. Coming off the 9-5 record last year, that's including bowls.
Yeah, and they also conference championship.
They did.
And the bowl game. So
yeah,
they went 9-3 regular season.
They were knocking on the door. I've seen a couple that say
they had to play Florida. I mean,
since this move, they're taking Tulane as the G5 representative in the playoff. What do you think?
Yeah, why not? Who else would I take this year? Boise's not gonna be the same.
No.
So.
But good quarterback play.
Ooh, Boise?
Yeah.
Madsen, really?
He's all right.
I didn't think he was a fan.
ESPN loved him.
Oh,
I never seen like coverage up another quarterback like they did Madsen last year. But because I was a Malachi.
He was okay.
I was a Malachi.
Me too.
So we'll see what he does.
Malachi's at UTEP, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's supposed to start there. So
supposed to.
I mean, if you can't win that job, geez.
I just watched Rashada Sac State. They're doing like an all access, behind the scenes thing too. So we'll might see them in one of these conferences here pretty soon. But this rounds out the first place team here. We got them winning the conference, but we do have a second place team who was in the news here. Well, they're not going to the Big 12. They're staying put as of right now in the American Conference, which is the Memphis Tigers. We got them going 9-3 as well. They're coming off a big year. They're trying to run that back. They're 11-2. We got some key players at Sutton Smith. That's at running back. Brendon Lewis at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got William Whitlow at end. He's not an edge. He's an end. And then we got left tackle Chris Adams. Dalton, before we get into this laundry list of transfers, what do you think of Memphis Tigers?
Brendon Lewis, big year last year at Nevada. He was struggling the first couple years in college, but last year he broke out a little bit. So I'm excited to see him in this offense. And then they always have good backs. I like Desrosiers a lot.
Yes.
They lost last year, man, to UTSA.
I know.
They could have been in the playoff.
Shout out Seth Hennigan, man.
But Boise was undefeated, right?
Oh yeah.
So they would have made it, but
yeah.
They lost to Navy too. If they lost both games, they give up like 56 points each game. So let's see if their defense gets better this year.
Yes.
Is
one of the not few teams that have to really improve their defense to kind of stay in the conversation.
Well, then they got two starters back too.
So many of these
Chris Adams and William Whitlow. That's why they're key players.
Obviously, too, is pretty extreme, but some of these guys are only returning about 4 or 5 starters each team. But they're replacing them with some guys from big, schools here. We got DB here, Cody Jones from Michigan, another DB, Miles Pollard from Michigan, DeMarco Ward at linebacker from Florida State, and Yakiri Walker, offensive lineman from Colorado, Chase Pinkston, another DB from Oklahoma State. And then we have another guy here at defensive line, Marcus Burris from Indiana, leaving Signetti, and he is in Nashville trying to make a name for himself. I like the roster, but like you said, so much stuff that you have to bank on working out because you're replacing, like you said, only 2 returning starters. That's on both sides.
Yeah. They have the left. They have the left tackle Chris Adams and William Whitlow. That's why they're the key players, man. When you only got 2 starters returning,
yeah,
they're pretty. That's key. So. That's tough, man, and we still predict him to be good. That tells you how good Ryan Silverfield's doing here, man.
Yeah.
His 6th year here. They've been good every year, man. But there's a couple guys that I'm excited to see at receiver. Jaden Thompson from Louisville and C.J. Allen from Purdue.
Okay.
If they can play good, then I think this team can compete with Tulane.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
But their defense, they brought in a whole new defense, though, so we'll see how it is. So,
yeah,
it was just so bad last year.
You got to have a strong back, and you got so many guys, like we've mentioned, they're coming from big programs, but they haven't been on the field yet. So you got to really produce. Doesn't matter where you're coming from. Once we throw you out there, you got to make plays, and that's what they're banking on.
He added 10 DBs in the portal.
Yeah, as we're saying, that's crazy. That's why I say DB.
10 of one position,
safety and corner, because so much of them are going to switch around. Especially if you notice, anytime we have a transfer that's going up, either from G5 to P4 or from like FCS D2 to big level. I'll just put D-line because you don't know where they're going to be, just total different. They go from being a really big player on the field to being just average or smaller, which is all good. You just make them plays. But we see the, retention, and at least with the you can reload as well. I think some of these big conferences like the Big 12, maybe they're scared from Memphis where they're scared if they can keep on reloading, but they're showing they can, right?
They've been doing it.
And give me your thoughts here.
But they have a good quarterback for 4 years, so
yeah, I know. And they have I don't know if he's going to start, but they have Antoine Hill that's just came in, freshman, and he's going to be a baller guy I really like last year.
That's true.
But give me your thoughts on the next team here. We got 3rd place. We have Navy.
I like this team, man. Like you said, Horvath, Texa, and Heidenreich. It's a big 3 right there. That's can match up with a lot of Power 4 teams. Best 3 players. So Horvath last year was crazy explosive. Best quarterbacks in the country, especially running the ball. He's just one of the best. He was the best runner in the country, 7.8 yards per carry, and he's back running this offense. I think this offense is going to be really hard to stop. Really hard to stop. Heidenreich is averaging. He averaged like 10 yards per touch last year. I mean, it's about year in year out. You only get 1 week to prepare, and when you got 3 of the best players coming back from that option offense, it's going to run even more smoothly than usual.
I agree. I think we got a team that's just used to being good, and they're the new air raid option that we're seeing from the service academies. They've thrown it probably the most, you think, right?
Oh, yeah, probably. That last year, yeah, them and Army both threw more than usual.
Yeah, and Horvath, I think that's just an X factor for him. He's really talented. He could start on a number of teams, in my opinion. He could start on quite a few teams. So that's kind of rare when you see from the Service Academy. You'll notice we don't have a big laundry list of transfers for these teams because they don't use the portal. Mr. Service Academy, so can run through these really quick. Like I said,
Heidenreich had 104 touches last year. That's it. He had 1,100 yards.
Yeah.
104 touches.
And then so many times you're running triple option, you don't know until a split second unless you're blocking or going to be trying to run for a touchdown. And anytime you can get your guys back, because we see with the Service Academy, I don't know if a lot of people know, if you come in as a freshman, you got to play kind of what they call freshman ball. They have like a JV team. You have to work your way up, ball out. If you can bring your guys back who average, like you said, 6 yards a carry, because we don't see a lot of these Service Academy teams have their players for 2-3 years. It's kind of like
not starting. Yeah, they usually senior starter. But dude, it's 1,100 yards and 104 touches. It's 8 touches a game. Yeah. 1,100 touches a game.
No,
that might be the craziest
video game number.
That might be the craziest stat line I've seen in a while.
Video game number. That's something that's like easy to say because we're like.
Could you imagine he gets 200 touches this year?
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Heisman contention.
Saying. And that's why
Heidenreich, Heisman, dark horse.
I'm taking them over Army this year. I just am. Because Army's got a lot to replace. Let's go ahead and get into Army.
They got their fullbacks back too, Navy. Man, yeah, they're pretty good. They're gonna be good.
Yeah, I think
they could be better than 8-4.
And a 12-2 record here from Army. We don't think that's going to happen this year. We got them at 8-4. I think, bro, 7-3 is realistic for them. I know Navy. I think they're going to probably maybe try to get that 9th win. I think Army's going to struggle to get the 8th.
Okay.
I really do. But they got some guys here. They got Dwayne Coleman, Noah Short, running back, quarterback there, Dwayne Coleman. Offensive lineman there at center, Brady Small, one of the best ones in the conference. Then defensive tackle, Cody Harris-Miller. And then Justin Weaver at DB. Give me your thoughts on Army. Convince me on the 8th win. Are they going to do it? Or am I crazy for thinking they're going to get 7 wins? Because they usually get, 8, 9.
It's up to Dwayne Coleman for sure.
Okay.
He's the number 1 key player. How do you replace Bryson Daly after what he did last year? It's going to be really hard to do. So the season relies on him. They're going to have a good defense. They've been don't break every year. They're always a solid defense.
True.
And their offensive time possession is always going to kill you.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be on the field much on offense. You're going to have to make your possessions count. So I think they're just grinding their way to 8, man. It's a grinding season for them. They're not going to be as explosive as last year on offense.
Take the under on them, I guess. But you get the money line and under just every week with them. You love that?
Yeah, I do this year for sure.
Because last year they were scoring quite a little bit points. I mean, what we're used to seeing, they were lighting it up for a little bit.
They won the conference last year, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they had a big year. I just don't think they're going to do it this year. Call me crazy, at least you're calling. We'll see. But I think that they could possibly flip-flop with, which I'm interested in getting to this team, the Roadrunners out of UTSA. Big year for them. Quarterback here, Owen McCown. This is a team since they've been in the American Conference, has been up tier, and they're trying to get back to that, which I think they can. They got one of the best brandings in the conference. They're in Texas. They can kind of pull from their backyard, and that's what they're trying to do here. So they got running back Robert Henry returning, wide receiver William McCoy, defensive tackle Brandon Brown. Give me your thoughts on the Roadrunners as we get into the list of the new Roadrunners, coming from their respective programs.
They had a great finish to the year last year. They really struggled at the beginning of the year. But when the old McCown started clicking late in the year, and so did the defense came along too. And that bowl game blowout, they beat Coastal Carolina like 44-15 or something like that.
Yeah.
And like that's how they were playing the whole end of the year, man. And this coach had them rolling. He's 46-20 in 6 years. At UTSA, like slept on.
I know.
46-20, man.
I know. They are very slept on. I think the whole just situation is slept on, like I said, with the location, and they're bringing 4 out of 5 offensive linemen back.
They have 12 old linemen. It says they had 12 starters returning basically because they had two linemen that started in 2023 that were hurt last year. Yes. So really, they got 12 starters coming back on offense.
Yep. That's all that's.
That's continuity at its finest. If that means that much, then maybe they can end up being better than 7-5. Like you think they will be.
I think they will be, and they got some help with some new faces as well, as you can see here on the screen. We got linebacker Brandon Tucker from Texas A&M. We got Amarion Peterson, running back from USC. Safety Brandon Jacob from Central Florida. Then we have Jashad Presley, another linebacker from Central Florida. So they got a pair from Central Florida, which has been common. I've seen couple guys that just come from the same school and on the same side of the ball, which if I was a coordinator is pretty ideal for me. I'm really curious to see what wide receiver Jalen Smith does at Michigan State, and another guy, Shad Banks, linebacker from TCU. I like these guys a lot.
Yeah, Shad was a big time recruit, man. At his time at TCU, he never really got on the field though. So let's see what we're gonna see why. See if he plays a lot this year, but I'm excited about Robert Today too from Baylor.
Yes, very bottom one. He's tough too. I added in there. As you can see, I had to squeeze it in there at the bottom because I was like, no, he has to go in here because I've seen some good reports.
Yeah, he was a blue chip prospect coming out.
He was good.
So usually when these guys transfer, get a second chance, they ball out.
Yes, and then we're gonna see if a lot of coaches from the Power 4 schools was just kind of, shooting themselves in the foot by keeping some of these guys off the field. So
I see they're projected to be favorites in 10 games actually. So maybe I need to rethink them. My 7-5 prediction, but I'm sticking with it right now.
I'm telling you, I think they're going to pull that 8th win. I really do believe so. We're going to see that. The other team want to get into next up on the list, North Texas. Prediction of going 7-5, which is a little bit of a better improvement of a 6-7. Yeah, you take a winning season over a losing season every day of the week. They have some new faces. Quarterback Drew Mestamaker, he's going to be a key player. Running back Mackenzie McGill, wide receiver Damon Ward, and then they're in the trenches D-line. They got Richard Outland Jr., who's a dog for what I'm hearing. Give me your thoughts on North Texas as we get into the transfers as well.
Passing game and offense was so explosive last year. Let's see how Messmaker, if he can do the same thing. He did in the bowl game, man. He went off. He had so many yards. He averaged, he completed passes 42, 46, and 57 yards. And he had a 70-yard touchdown run in the bowl game. So,
video game.
He sounds like he might be up for the task. But losing Chandler Morris is tough. He had a great year.
He was a dog.
We had a couple player of the year, player of the week once or twice.
Yes.
So he balled out.
He did.
And he's going to Virginia now.
And this is another team, like I said, we had some crazy stats. Had to double take on a couple of these stats from last year. They finished 3rd in FBS in total offense. They finished 4th in FBS in passing offense and 23rd in FBS in total scoring offense. So
they went for it 44 times on 4th down, too. Most in the nation.
Put some respect on North Texas is what they're trying to say. They're trying to run it back.
44 times. They went for it on 4th down. That's crazy.
And then they got
it's like 4 a game, 3.5.
Yeah, I would say
that's crazy. I like that coach. I like Eric Morris, man.
Well,
I like
for me, obviously, I'm a guy. If you're
Puffenbarger
that gambles and throws some money out there, I like to bet drives. I like to bet punt on a lot of times early on. But some of these teams, it's good to know that stat because I would never bet punt on this team because, like you said, they're going for it all the time. So many of these schools, you have to really learn their identity, and we're seeing less and less punting as the evolution of football continues. But we have two guys messed up. Make Poffenberger's trying to see if they can be to replace Chandler Morris at quarterback. Obviously, Reese Poffenberg, who backed up Cam Ward last year, got some garbage time, some cleanup time, but he's trying to go full time all the time. Give me your thoughts on a couple other of these guys. That's going to be some new faces, and this is the team who got the DC from Sam Houston State.
Yeah, that's what I was about to talk about.
You got a slew of guys from Sam Houston State.
I was about to talk about the defense a little bit.
Go ahead.
They've only been better than 100th in defense once in the last 11 years. That's how bad they've been on defense.
Yeah.
So
polar opposites here.
Skylar Cassidy can right the ship on defense. They Sam Houston State finished 46 last year.
Yeah.
So all these guys that are coming in are immediately the most proven defenders on this roster. So if they play like they did last year and their defense ranks 46th, they could definitely go. Oh, that'd be 7-5. And I got confidence in Skylar Cassidy after Sam Houston had a great transition year last year, and it was mostly their defense. Our offense wasn't nothing to write home about.
Yeah, they got the best of both here. They got their offensive coaches are used to having a good offense. The new defensive coaches are used to having a good defense. So you got some similarities, and you got some guys that have seen some early, at least taste of success, and they're trying to get that going because Sam Houston, obviously in the same state with North Texas, but they're just better resources. Not a crazy step up, but there might be a team to look out for this year. I think the 7 wins is more than realistic for them, and I think that's going to be pretty much accomplished. You can go ahead and bet that if you're a betting man.
Yeah, man. I really think defense improvement's going to happen. I do. I believe in this guy. So I think they're going to be good, and they're going to be a team to be reckoned with in this conference maybe the next couple of years.
Yeah, I agree.
As long as this guy can stay there until he might get poached. But
yeah, exactly. might get poached. I mean,
He already got poached 1 year at Sam Houston, so
probably will get poached. All these little schools are just hoping, just like the biggest alumni or football fans at this point.
Yeah.
We'll see with the profit sharing what that does. People think it's going to open up the floodgates even more and be even more wild west, but we'll see. Next team on the list, though, we're going to go ahead and keep it moving with the Bulls of South Florida. We got them going 6-6, coming off a 7-6 career record there, 2024, including the bowl. But Byron Brown, interesting prospect here. Some people are even talking about him on the pro level of him being a playmaker. What do you think about these guys?
I don't know. Byron Brown's going to start actually though.
Okay.
Bryce Archie came in last.
Some people saying he might be in the draft, like draft talk.
Yeah, he's all over the place. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
South Florida people are saying he might not start over Bryce Archie.
Okay.
When Archie came in last year, they surged. They played better with them. Byron Brown got more talent. Yes. He's faster. He throws a better ball, but he's inaccurate and he makes bad decisions.
You gotta keep the ball.
Bryce Archie didn't do that last year when he played. He was more efficient. So it's about what do you want? What does Golish want? Did you go for the ceiling, higher ceiling, or the high floor?
Yeah. Yep.
But I think he'll probably go with the higher ceiling. I think it goes to Byron Brown. He needs to have a better year, right? 6-6, 7-6 last year. It's not gonna get it done every year. I think you expect more at South Florida now, in your location, like in Tampa Bay.
I think the quarterback decision. It comes down to a weird factor, in my opinion. It's your relationship, the head coach's relationship with the athletic director. Because I think we see a lot of teams that are going to try to buy themselves time with the people who they put out on the field. Do we put the young guy out there early? It's going to buy myself some time. We might see that with the Giants this year. We might see Jackson Dart get thrown out there a little too early to buy the coach.
I hope not, but yeah.
I think we're going to see that quite a few, and this might happen on the college ranks even more. So, like you said, I think just weird factors go into this one and your system, what you try to run. But linebacker Mac Harris is another guy to be looking out for in South Florida. Keyshawn Singleton out, and then Rico Watson. They're the trenches at D-line. Transfers here, Dalton. Big names from big schools. Give me your thoughts. I want to give a shout-out to a underdog, D-lineman Travion Mitchell from West Florida. He's supposed to be a dog. But anybody else that kind of sticks out?
Well, considering they lost their top 3 running backs, it's the 2 running backs, Sam Franklin and Cartavius Norton.
Yep, and then Sam Franklin from Oklahoma, and then Cartavius Norton from Charlotte.
And then they lost their top 2 wideouts as well. So we got to look at the wideouts too, Tyler Williams, Medea Rubin. It's the skill guys, really, yeah. The defense returns pretty much intact, man. They have a lot of guys coming back on defense. 13 to 20 players with 200-plus snaps return on defense. So there's not that much room on defense, really, for new players. But the offense, skill position, that's where you need these guys to produce, man.
Yeah, and it looks like they're trying to get even more deep there on defense in the secondary because they got guys from Michigan and UCF. There we see Silviera and then Cedric Hawkins from Central Florida. So, yeah, I think it's good points. They're going to have to replace guys who need the ball in their hand to make plays and to get the points on the board. That's pretty much what makes or breaks a lot of people's seasons. Do you got playmakers, right? I mean, we've seen teams, of your nature with Florida Gators. Everything else in the right place there. Nice stadium, good uniforms, good fan base, but you didn't have playmakers for a point of time. Now you got playmakers, and now this is where it comes success, expectations, and a whole different kind of stress, but stress you want. And we'll see if South Florida can try to get that in a bottle and try to make a run of this thing. But we're getting down to the list of the teams that are kind of, having low expectations in the middle of the pack here, right, in the American Conference. We got East Carolina up next. We got them going 6-6. Last year, they went 8-5. Our guy, Caden Hauser at quarterback, maybe possibly the most talented quarterback. Now we got Retzlaff to throw in the mix. Are you still going to take Caden Hauser as the top quarterback in this conference, or has Retzlaff changed that for you? Thoughts on that? Curious to see what you think about that one.
Yeah, I got to take Retzlaff.
Oh, he's taking Retzlaff.
I mean, after last year, group of Power 4,
Hey, I'm not hating on you.
What do you go? Started 9-0 or something like
but
that.
But didn't Caden Hauser transfer in too, right?
For Michigan State.
Okay.
But he didn't do good at Michigan State.
Okay.
That's the difference. He had a good year last year. Don't get me wrong. We talked about him a couple of times.
He made Player of the Week 1 year for us.
He did. And what he did. I'm excited to see this team, though. First-year head coach. He was the intern last year. He went 5-1 when he took over. They fired Mike Houston after the 3-4 start. He finished 5-1.
That's hard to do in the middle of the season, man. You don't see that much.
That's what I'm saying.
It was real surprising. Some of these teams, like Kennesaw State, first year in FBS, they made a coaching change, which was really weird to see. But ECU making a coaching change and still being able to get some wins.
I mean,
surprising.
And beating NC State in the bowl game last year.
I love
things are looking up for this team, 6-6. But where they go, that's the top of this conference. I just think's better, man. I just can't see them beating Memphis and Tulane, and definitely not Navy. The way this defense is.
What if they just pulled off a win against Memphis, bro? I think they could.
They could beat Memphis this year, maybe. Yeah.
They could give Memphis possibly a run for their money because they've added other guys like we have running back Marlon Gunn, wide receiver Anthony Smith,
yeah,
and then J.D. Lampley there at end. Let's get into the transfers, Dalton, here to help them out. See if they can rattle off some upsets here and prove us wrong and prove everybody else wrong. Anybody else on the list? Now we got Tyler Johnson from Penn State at wide receiver. Peyton Mangrum, supposed to be kind of like a speedy slot from South Carolina. He's at wideout. And then we have another wideout, Jaquez Petaway from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
What do you think?
They were both Johnson and Petaway were big-time recruits. So you just get behind guys at those two schools sometimes, man. It happens.
Yeah.
So I'm excited with Hauser, see if they can play good. They got two of their best receivers back, so they'll probably be, they won't receiver 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. But at this school, they might get a lot of balls. So I'm excited to see them. And then some of the defensive transfers, Rashid Reason, I heard good things about him.
Yes. Rashid Reason there from Old Dominion, there cornerback. They got another guy from West Florida. We've seen them, West Florida, get some guys as a pretty good feeder school for a couple of these programs. And Ladarian Paula, another safety. Then we got Presbyterian. We don't see Presbyterian, producing too many transfers there at the FBS level there. They got an offensive lineman there, Drew McCullough. Very excited to see what they do. I think they can prove some people wrong.
I think the defense just takes a step back, though. They lost 15 of the 20 defenders last year that had 200-plus snaps. So you're only – and their best for transfers are mostly on offense, right?
Yeah.
We can agree on that.
I agree.
I think their defense takes a step backwards this year, but I think the offense stays about the same, so that's why 6-6. I don't think they're far away from contending, but I don't think they're far away from the teams behind them either.
Yes.
So they're right in the middle. I think them in South Florida, I think there's tiers in this conference.
Right, there is.
The top 3, I think, is in their own tier. Tulane, Memphis, and Navy. And then I think Army, UTSA, and North Texas. And then I think South Florida and East Carolina are average. And then I think all these last 6 teams, though, are in the same group.
Yes.
And bad.
Yes.
Honestly.
Well,
we're going to talk more about them, of course, but that's just what I'm thinking. I think the bottom 6, man, they're not gonna pull me upsets over the top 6.
Yeah, and East Carolina is one of the few teams in this whole conference that are hoping they have a similar season that they had last year on the defensive side. So, because a lot of these teams just gave up so many points last year. But yeah, like you said, you do lay that out pretty eloquently because, like you said, it's in tiers. We want to group these up in different ways because some of them just beat up on each other. I think a lot of these conferences just break away but not play each other, if that makes any sense, just to kind of, put away the cannibalism of them just beating up each other, but we'll see. I think a couple of these teams are going to surprise us, like UTSA and East Carolina could possibly. I don't think they will. We'll see. But they can possibly try to get that 7th or 8th win as they are accustomed to for a good, decent amount of time. A team that's trying to get some wins going, they got rid of their football program for like a year, right? UAB. Let's get into them. They got Trent Dilfer, their former Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Really, least bad hire right now. Bad hire so far.
Horrible.
Brian Vincent was doing good following Bill Clark's departure, but they took a swing for the fences, and so far it hasn't worked out, man.
No. They've rebranded. They got guys here like Jalen Kitten at quarterback. They got Isaiah Jacobs running back. Sarad Bryant there at safety, and still they've tried to, I think, failing, and they're trying to pull anything they can to fix this. But I think when you got to fix who's at the top of the whole food chain at the head coach, that's what matters the most. Doesn't matter who you bring in, but we'll see if they can kind of turn the tide and UAB. These transfers that show out for you.
They need all of them to show out, honestly.
I know.
But the one that Caleb Brown.
Yes, Iowa, right receiver.
Because I remember him. He's actually played a little bit of ball, so I'm excited. Maybe he can get more targets in this offense in Iowa, not a pass-heavy offense. Mm-hmm. And they just need this defense, all these defensive transfers to hit, man. The defense has been a disaster under Trent Dilfer at both of his seasons. He brought out a new coordinator, so we'll see how the guy does. D coordinator from Air Force, Steve Russ, is who they brought in. And Air Force, I mean, does that impress you much?
No.
Does that move the needle? An Air Force D coordinator?
No, unfortunately not.
They weren't very good last year.
No, we'll see. I think, I think he makes a good point there with UAB. They haven't really just been able to ever really get it going. I think the hire was kind of a reach in the first place.
They average 8 wins a year under the previous 2 coaches.
Yeah, and then like I said, they even give it football.
They were solid for the past 10 years, dude. Like low key, they went 8-4 every year.
Yeah,
they won were they in the Sun Belt? They won that a couple of times.
I think they're big rivals like Troy.
They used to have a really good running back, man.
I'm a fan of
They went to the league for a little bit, but
I'm a fan of their potential. I just don't, like you said, personnel's important.
They got 3 starters back: Jalen Kidna, Jadarius Morgan, and Savard Bryant. That's it. 3 returning starters, 30 incoming transfers. And those guys are gonna have to save his job, I think.
That's
a lot of them aren't proven at the FBS level either. He was going for like D2 guys, FCS guys. Jermichael Rogers, DN, they got. He had 18.5 TFLs last year, but it was a D2 level. So how is that going to translate?
Quite a number of FCS and D2 like defensive end and tackles coming in that I'm really curious to see how they're going to play out. I'm rooting for them.
I can't decide if I am. I don't know if I like Trent Dilfer. Trent Dilfer looks.
No.
You see that last year at the end when he got caught on camera screaming at the assistants?
Oh, all right. Well, if anybody remembers, he went viral for
and high school, right?
High school player, yeah. I wish he would, but yeah. I don't know. Like I said, personnel is the most important. It all starts from the top. If the top of the tree there is like rotten, it's going to always just trickle down. I just think they just kind of need to get some new faces in there. But we'll see. I know they got the offensive lineman Daniel Mincy from Kentucky. He's got to cut like a little bit of clock, but nothing crazy. But we'll see. Next team we'll get into, Dalton, as we round it out here. We're kind of getting to the nitty-gritty here. Then we'll kind of get an overall view once again. We got Florida Atlantic, FAU. Lane Kiffin kind of put them on not the map, but just gave them a kind of rechargence of relevancy.
Yeah,
they're going 5-7.
They took guys. They like to take big swings on coaches, right? I mean, Willie Taggart after his Florida State stint.
Yes, shout out Willie Taggart.
And then what about Tom Herman? They just fired.
Yes.
So
former head coach at Houston and Texas.
Lane Kiffin worked out. Them 2 didn't. This time they're going with a different approach. The new coach is Zach Kitley. He's only 33 years old, and he was the OC last year at WKU. He only had 1 year there. But he had 3 good years at Texas Tech as QB coach. So it's about the coach, man.
It's all about it, like you said.
How is he going to do in his first time being a head coach? But he brought in good players, man. He brought in 2 guys from with him, Caden Veldkamp and Easton Messer.
We're surprised that he's still winning. I know you're following your coach, but Caden Veldkamp did really good for WKU, and I'm very curious to see what they're going to do. They're coming off that 3-9 record. We got them still going 5-7, so.
Yeah, that's an improvement, right? I mean,
it is an improvement. They
baby steps.
They're just going to be probably just playing better quality football, and sometimes that doesn't translate to the scoreboard. To the record as quick as some people might think.
This team has got less retention than previous teams we talked about. They have 1 starter back, 1 guy that started more than 7 games last year. Alex Atkavadj, right tackle, 35 transfers on the way. So he definitely flipped the roster. Say that.
He's keeping it a family business and kind of, family ties close, because you can see on this list of transfers, the 2 defensive ends they got, Ty Cool-Hill Lumen and Ty Clean Lumen from Rutgers.
Ty Clean.
Both playing the same position, opposite sides of the line. I'm very curious to see what they do. See him match up with Joe Moore from Missouri and see if they can get some pressure on the quarterback.
A lot of these transfers outside of Veldkamp and Messer are unproven guys.
Most of these guys are
in this conference, yeah.
But you do like to see what schools they come from. Okay, is this guy transferred only because of a coaching change? Is it because he just straight up wasn't that good and couldn't get on the field, or did he get a little bit production and he wants a lot more? So those 3 ones remain to be seen. Can't wait. The reason I got them giving 5 wins is their schedule, really, though. Not because they're going to be that great. I think the offense will score points. Kitley's offense is going to score points no matter what. But they have 5 opponents on this schedule projected 112th or worse. So they take care of business those 5 games. Maybe they could steal another one, too, and get bowl eligible, I think they possibly could. We're going to see. Caden Veldkamp, it's going to be on his shoulders. It's going to be on the new coaches and the guys that keep him upright. It's the same recipe for success, man. To have good quarterback play, you got to keep your quarterback's jersey clean so he can play good. And then on the opposite side of the ball, you got to get after the quarterback. that simple. We'll see if they can do it. The next team we're going to get into, out of Texas. I didn't know they were from Texas till I don't know how old I was, in my teens for sure.
Oh, really?
We got the Rice.
Another new coach.
And we got Owls back to back. So
Yeah.
very weird. We got Owls, Rice Owls, new coach, new players. Same old look though, unfortunately. So they got 4-8. We got them going back to back 4-8. Quentin Jackson.
Dean Connors transferred though.
Who?
Dean Connors transferred.
Did he? Okay. I forgot about that. And then we have Ty Morris, linebacker. And let's get into it on the transfers. Jack Lane from Oregon State at safety. Then we got Max Lofi from Wisconsin. Any of these other guys move the needle for you at all?
I think this offense is going to be fun, right? This coach comes from Davidson. He runs a shotgun spread.
He had Davidson rolling.
He had 316 rushing yards a game last year.
God.
Navy's the closest comparison probably to their offense, but
Yeah.
they still throw it
300
more.
yards a game.
They still throw it more than Navy normally does. Spread option, like I said, you don't see that often. But the problem is the quarterbacks here are pro style. You know, they recruited to run pro style. AJ Paget, Chase Jenkins, Drew DeVilliers are all pro style quarterbacks. Shearhorn is as well. So they got their pro style. I don't know how his offense is going to translate this year, man. That's what it's about. And the O-line's really inexperienced too. But their defense might be good. The offense got to score some points. But it's a transition year, man.
Yeah.
They need some big things from all these transfers, especially the safeties. They don't return any of the DBs last year. So Lane and Lofa need to make a mark for sure.
Yeah, got to come up, show out, show them why they brought you from those big programs and make a name for yourself there in Texas. So, yeah, I don't know. I think, like you said, you got to just put some good stuff on film. Might not translate to your record year 1, year 2. We'll see because they're trying to make a name for themselves because this conference, as we get down, like you said, in that lower tier, they're all kind of the same, and they're all just kind of beating up on each other. Another team we're going to get into is Tulsa.
Another first-year head coach.
Another team we have going back here on their record, 3-9 last year. We got them going 3-9 this year.
Yeah.
Anybody that's moving the needle for you on returning players? We got Gavin Potter, linebacker, Dane Hodge at safety.
I like Kirk Francis and Grayson Tempest. They both produced pretty well last year, so I like their offense overall. Their offense might be decent, but defense is going to be a big issue. I think, like a lot of these new teams a lot of these new head coaches,
new faces, new players, but unfortunately, a couple of these teams are going to have the same exact problems as last year. It's just being able to maybe score some points, having some bright spots on offense. But on defense, not being able to stop a nosebleed. They did get a good amount of Power 4.
Yeah, they did.
They got 16 transfers from Power 4. Pretty rare. Any of these guys are going to show out this year?
Yeah, Ty Cooper. Expect big things from Ty Cooper this year for sure. He played a lot last year at Tulane, so that's a big get. And AJ Allen, he's actually from Miami, which is even better than FIU. And he scored a touchdown last year against Louisville. So
hey, shout out.
I'm just saying. He'll be really good here.
Savion Morrison from Kansas.
Savion Morrison, he played a bit too, but he was buried behind Devin Neal.
Devin Neal, a game changer, wrecked Colorado's season single-handedly.
Where'd he get in the draft?
I don't know.
5th round or something?
I think, did he go not Chargers? But
I don't know, but he's good. And
yeah, he's good.
This guy, Savion's good too, though. I remember he played a little bit. He was just a third stringer. But yeah, this another new team basically on defense. The whole defense is new. 12 transfers on the 2 deep. So just gonna see how these guys do. Chris Thompson is a good linebacker, and Elijah Green's a good corner. But outside of them, you just got new faces everywhere, plugging and playing, and hoping they play up to their potential. Yeah. But I just don't see them being a quick turnaround.
I agree. I think they're in the kind of the same boat here as we're seeing Rice. Like, okay, we got some things to build on, some things to kind of keep your eyebrows raised and keep hope alive. But it translates to a couple years down the road with your record, because at the top of this conference is getting stronger and stronger by the day as we see the team who we had picked first off, Tulane, adds a quarterback from, P4 who had a good season. Obviously different circumstances, but hey, they got better nonetheless. Next team who needs to get better, unfortunately, is Temple. They're out there. They're in a really rough spot there with just branding and just trying to get a good fan base. They're in, a pro sports town. They're in Philly. They play in the Eagles Stadium, but the only thing is not a lot of people show up. they're rating for the Birds. They need to come out with like a ticket plan to where if you come to Temple game, show out.
Discount.
We get you a discount on the Birds game. Tush push, all that good stuff. What
We
do you
got a new
think?
coach again.
Okay, give me the remedy here of how they don't have a 3-9 season and with some of the guys they got.
The hire makes sense. Let me just say that first off. I like the hire Casey Killer. He did great at Sam Houston State. 9-3 last year, in second year in FBS. So he transitioned them as good as you can ask for. He made some good roster moves initially though, man. Giovanni McCoy brought in to challenge Evan Simon. So you got competition in the QB room, which is always a good thing. And then the running back Jay Ducker from Sam Houston was a big get too. Came over with the coach.
Good name.
Not many guys came over with him actually, which
No.
is weird. The D coordinator you seen got more guys. So.
I mean, Sam Houston got plucked.
Yeah.
So many guys that made plays from Sam Houston last year are just, big guys are banking on him. Yeah, Jay Ducker, really cool name. I don't know why. I just like that name. Like I said, we got defensive ends and defensive linemen coming from D2, coming from FCS. We have one here, Charles Calhoun from Gannon. I think he's either like a JUCO or D2. He's supposed to be a dog as well. And then we have another guy here, wide receiver, Colin Chase from St. Thomas. See if he can ball out.
Yeah. I heard big things about him. They're expecting him to really spruce up the skill core, give them a number one. But the D ends, Charles Calhoun, Ty Davis, they need to do good. Everybody needs to play good on this team. Yeah. I think the defense could honestly improve a decent amount this year compared to last year. But the O-line, the less said about them, the better, honestly. Worst O-line in the conference, okay? They didn't bring in nearly enough transfers at O-line. So that's going to be their big problem, protecting the quarterback and opening running lanes for Ducker. But the bar is really low here at Temple. They've won 4 games since 2019.
Since Matt Rule was really, that was Matt Rule, right? At Temple, 2019? Maybe 4. But
maybe, though.
I think it may be his last year there at Temple because either way, it was with his players, at least some of his players. Because Matt Rule was balling there. He couldn't take everybody with him to Baylor.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But they're trying to get back to those days. They haven't been good since.
They've been built bad since 2019, yeah. So, see this new coach and just something, like I said, he won titles at that FBS level. FCS level.
I love
Delaware. He won 2 titles. One at Delaware and one at Sam Houston.
I love me a good FCS coach.
He's 65, though.
That's okay.
For a program like this,
It's all right. It's okay. They're 65. Maybe he's living like he's 50. Some of the coaches don't get their big.
I'm just break. A little got to go about that part of the hire. If it's in a quick turnaround. So how long is he going to coach for?
I'm glad you bring that up because that kind of reminds me of a situation this next team I think kind of did. Call me crazy, but Charlotte, off their last coach, Biff Pokey.
Love Biff.
Kind of an older guy, get his first shot. Obviously didn't work out, so let's go ahead and get into him. Transition there.
Another new coach.
Another new coach here. Another new faces. We got new faces up in the booth. We got new faces there playing for us. We got new faces, probably water boys, everything across the board. Only thing that didn't change is the logo and the unis, but we'll see what they can do. We got them going 2-10.
Seems like they're trying to win, though, right?
I love the effort
because the coach hire.
I love the effort.
He won 30 games in 3 years at Ohio. So if you want to come to Ohio to Charlotte, he had to see something. I don't know if it was the bag. I'm not sure what deal he got, but there has to be some reason he left Ohio for Charlotte. Ohio's been solid MAC program, solid
really
major
solid
every year.
They probably got just better. It's really probably simple. It's NIL, right?
Well, Charlotte they haven't finished over 100th in their 10 FBS seasons. They haven't been a top 99 team ever. Not once, bro.
I know.
So the bar is really low. I'll say that. If he can make a bowl game here ever, they'll love this guy.
And let's talk about the transfers. Who they got?
3 quarterbacks coming in to compete for the job. Grayson Loftus from Duke, Connor Harrell, North Carolina. Zach Wilk is a JUCO guy. So we got a three person battle there. Looks like Loftus is the favorite right now, but they got Donald Chaney coming in from Louisville. He played a lot last year, and he played Miami too before that. And they got LSU receiver Javelin Nicholas, Jaden McGowan from Boston College. So they got big names. There's just loads of transfers everywhere, man. There's 5 O linemen, 7 D linemen, 6 linebackers, 5 DBs. Yeah. So
bro, I think when I was
talking about starting fresh.
I know. I think when I started making graphics, it was either this team or one of the others. When I was like, okay, we have to put this transfer list at like at least 10 players. Because, I mean, so many players, like you said. You got guys like JV Nicholas from LSU. I think, they're going to be relying on him a whole lot. and then relying on a lot of these guys here in the trenches because we got them as our last team. Unfortunately, finishing last in our predictions, but they're at least trying, like we said.
Say their linebacking core has promise. I'll say that.
Okay.
They brought two. He brought two guys from Ohio with him, Shea Taylor and Caden Smits, and then Gavin Willis transferred from Bucknell. They all started last year at their respective schools. So their linebacking core has major promise. But besides that, I like the initial roster moves. But somebody has to lose games in this conference.
Somebody.
And it's definitely likely to be Charlotte, at least this first year, man. But if the quarterback surprise, maybe they could surprise too. I mean, Duke and North Carolina guys, they were highly touted.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Loftus even started a couple of games when not Malik Murphy the year before. They had another good quarterback. Oh, the dude from Notre Dame, Riley Leonard.
Yeah.
When Riley Leonard got hurt,
dude,
Loftus even started some games, so he has starting experience in the ACC. So
Shout out
if
Riley
the quarterback room works out, this team could surprise, but their defense is probably going to struggle outside the linebackers.
I agree. Linebackers, you're going to try to have a good front eight. If you got a good front eight, a lot of things are possible. You're going to leave your offense out there a little bit more, which puts a little bit more pressure. I think people don't talk about that. When you got a good defense, your offense does have to pull their weight at some times, and you have to be able to be at least respectable and, a team where you got to have some defense on their heels so you don't have your guys out there tired when the fourth quarter rolls around. But, hey, got to have some finer stuff to hang your hat on. We got them finishing last place, which is rounding out the conference. Let's take one more look at the standings. We'll get your last takes before we go out of here, and we're finishing up our conference previews of another conference that looks like it's going to have some sparks fly here in the American Conference. Give us your thoughts here. UTSA, am I crazy? Now that we look into it, I think 8 wins, bro. They really could do it.
Yeah, they could get to 8. They had like a lot of continuity, explosive offense. Defense is always solid. So you're right. They could get to 8. I can see FAU getting to 6.
Okay, I agree. Now that we kind of unfolded that and seen, they have some stuff to hang their hat on with Caden Veldkamp there coming in. I agree.
They're always going to score points too. That coaches.
Yes, and they, like you said, they're actually going against what they've done this past couple of years. They're going back to a coach that rings a lot of bells.
Developmental coach, yeah.
A guy that's just going to try to make himself name for himself, take some home visits, get into some living rooms and win over guys the old school way.
Yeah, I'm excited to see which of the first-year coaches does best between the bottom 4.
Yeah.
Rice, Tulsa, Temple, Charlotte. Who will have the better year? We think Rice, but it could definitely finish the last 2. The bottom 4, I think, they're very flippy-flop.
Tulsa's a very big question mark here.
Yeah, like Temple, Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte could finish where Rice is. Rice can finish where Charlotte was. I wouldn't bet an eye, but the bottom 4 teams, they're not very good, I don't think, man.
I agree. I think it's laid out here pretty good. I think you did a good one, man. I think we have some things that are still up in the air. Like we said, teams are changing as of right now, daily. So it's pretty crazy. I mean, the new era of college football. I never thought we'd see a guy here, here in July. We're going here last week of July, and we got guys here transferring. We got
Crazy.
Jake Retzlaff. And not only just guys, it's the quarterback of the team. And I mean, it's the leader. But Tulane says, come on, bub. Come on, we need you, and we're trying to get better, and you got to respect that.
I don't blame him. Oh, yeah, you bet it's about wins. It's about wins, so whatever.
I agree.
It ain't like he did something real, off-field bad.
No, he's fine. If anybody can look it up here, they kicked out of BYU for just being a 20-year-old. I mean,
made a mistake, yes.
Yeah,
but
they've done that in the past. If you remember Jimmer Fredette,
Brandon Davies.
He had his center, Brandon Davies. They suspended him for the tournament. They ended up losing. He had a really good pro career in overseas. But
cup of coffee in the league.
Yeah, he did, and a lot of guys that we haven't heard of that. Unfortunately, same situation. But with the transfer portal, Retzlaff get a kind of second chance and doesn't have to miss any time. So that's pretty cool. We'll see what he does.
Are you surprised he didn't go somewhere a little bigger? Power 4 team.
Wouldn't it be in this late? I'm not, but I agree. Talent wise, he definitely could have went people.
Like a Wake Forest.
Should
have took a swing at him. Maryland
would like that.
A team like one of those should have took a swing at him, I think. But maybe they did.
Yeah, maybe they did.
Maybe Tulane had the best offer.
Best just
fit,
overall,
everything like that.
Yeah, maybe he just really loves gumbo.
It'd be if they offered me, it'd be. Depends on the other offers. They'd be in the top, man. Because that's my favorite foods. You know that, and their jerseys are some of the wettest.
They used to play inside in the dome where the Saints play, but not anymore. They got their own.
Yeah, now they got their
license.
own stadium. So, if I was a recruit and I had mid-major offers,
Yeah,
they're at the top.
definitely. And like I said, a lot of people are going into the playoffs and the G5 representative before this
Last
move.
year too. People had them last year. Everybody had them going last year preseason.
Yeah, and people got them going back this year before this ad, and now they got a big pickup here. So Dalton, another great conference breakdown as we get closer and closer to the year. I mean, August 30th is when everything starts shaking out. Big week 1. We're going to have everybody there on tap and fully updated. Want to give a big shout out to everyone that's been tuning in on X, tuning in on their Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. So we got our Substack, our articles being churned out. As soon as these are released, we got full-on articles by our senior writer, Mark. He's been killing it.
Yeah.
And we're going to have
good stuff.
Yeah, man, we're going to have you all up to date. We're going to do some recruiting roundup stuff there weekly. I'm just going to be starting putting out a list of all the commits by school. You can just go and check your school, see who's bringing in the new talent, and you'll be able to get up to date. We have a recap on our next conference preview of the 7 we was able to attend there and cover there at Cincinnati and Moeller with Winton Woods versus Moeller. It was a pretty fun game. Even though Winton Woods was kind of shorthanded at wide receiver, but some plays were still made.
Down 3 guys and they still balled out. So I like their skill group. They dropped a lot of balls. So.
Yeah, they did.
But they didn't play a lot. They're young guys, so I like their potential. They got open at least. That's part of receiver. So just it's about repetitions, getting reps, catching balls. Just go out there. If they got a jugs machine, I feel like they probably do now.
They do probably, and then it was a good look for him, I guess, because Moeller with quarterback Matt Ponatoski, he's going to be going to Kentucky. He's got 2 P4 tight ends. He's got one going to West Virginia.
UNC.
Another one going to North Carolina. So that defense got an untraditional look with 7-on-7, a lot of under looks, a lot of tight ends looks, as opposed to 4 verts. So it was a good look.
They were worried about what stuff they're going to run in games. They weren't trying to do 7-on-7 plays, which that's how you should run 7-on-7.
Yes,
as a coach.
They're trying to get good work.
So I did love how I like that about their program. And that's why they're so consistent. I think, a lot of these teams go out there, like you said, 7-on-7. Let's just run 4 verts every time.
Yeah.
Let's just light up the scoreboard. How many points can we score? Not about getting better though. That won't make you get better.
And this
run
is
the plays you're going to run.
School team, not just a 7-on-7
team. Yeah, exactly. But they ran plays. They're going to run the games. They ran, they even ran like halfback.
They ran some swings.
As soon as they
ran a couple
on purpose, like not
screens, kind of RPO screens, looking like where they obviously didn't have a running back, but they checked RPO and then threw the.
You don't see swings on purpose. 7-on-7 usually. That's usually nobody's open, but they didn't. As soon as you caught it, you threw it out there. So they ran plays. They're going to run the games. So I think it actually made them better. Yeah. So it's fun, man.
Yep, and we're going to be right back up there in Cincy giving you some coverage at some of those high school games. We'll be at Winton Woods for at least one of the games this year. On tap, we will announce that as time goes by and as we get closer, because we're finalizing our schedule. We got quite a few schools now that we're possibly going to be able to go to, which we'll keep everybody updated on. Before we get out of here, next thing is on tap is Conference USA, Dalton. Anything you want to kind of add on as we wrap up American Conference?
Conference USA, who's going to beat Western Kentucky? It's the favorite probably, but they got a lot of contenders this year, so we'll definitely get into that. I'm excited to get into that, but I'm really ready for the Power 4.
One last
go over them
for the Group of 5 conferences. Then we got Power 4. You'll be able to catch those team by team as well after the fact. But we're chomping at the bit to get into.
We'll have a lot more debates then. We ain't gonna agree on everything.
Oh no, we might have to make a separate list of our conference outlook and standings, because I think a couple of these teams. I'm a big proponent of the ACC having some big play. We'll see if that'll be one of the few ones we cover. We got Big 12. We got SEC. I think a lot of these teams, like Bama, just not really doing it for me. I think they're not going to have a good year. I think your Florida Gators are going to really struggle to get that 8th win.
I think you got 8 last year. That's the only reason.
This year, and Ohio State's quarterback, the play is at question now. They're going to see who's passing the torch if they're doing it right. But until then, we're going to have you all updated. Look at us on X. Really appreciate the support and all the views that we've been getting as the season approaches. Really appreciate it. Anything you want to add before we get out of here, Dalton?
I'm good, man. Be on Draft Professors tomorrow night covering Auburn players. If anybody's interested in that, I'll be on there. And then besides that, we'll see y'all on Thursday.
Yep, check Jack Professors there on YouTube, and you be able to see Dalton live and him covering just week to week. Me and Dalton will be on there during the season covering, and we will have you holding it down there, holding the fort on Draft Professors, talking some NFL draft as the season progresses and as some of these guys start to write their NFL resume and putting some new film out there. So chomping at the bit, man. Can't wait. We will have you all updated. Until then, everyone take care, stay cool, and we'll see you next time. Y'all have a great one.
See y'all later.
See you.